morning, guys. Rob here from the Homestead. This morning I'm making a beam for our front porch. We have set these 5-foot precast piers, and they're about 8 feet apart most of the way down. We have the two in the middle are kind of close, but we're going to build a beam, and this is 2x8 pressure treated, and we have some 1/2-inch pressure treated plywood over there. We're going to rip those out to the same width as these. We're going to use some PL glue, some subfloor glue, and we're going to glue it all together with a 2x8, the 1/2-inch plywood, 2x8, 1/2-inch plywood, and 2x8, and we're gonna screw it all together with the GRK structural screws. And what that's gonna do for us is it's gonna give us a full beam all the way down the front of the porch, so no matter where we wanna put those supports for the roof, we can put them. One of the things that we didn't have a lot of forethought on is where those piers were in relation to where the beams are going to be on the front porch. And the reason why I say that is because we have the piers all lined up with the beams on the house, and the front door, the beams are fairly close together because we have a regular front door that's going in there. So the piers turned out to be in line with those two. But we don't want to have narrow stairs coming down off the front of the porch. We want to have like an 8-foot wide grand stair that comes down off the front of the porch. So where those supports come down between the porch and the roof, it's not going to be in line with those piers. So to alleviate that issue, we are building this beam, which is probably way more than we need to support a porch roof. But you know, I underbuild some stuff, but I overbuild a lot of stuff, and this is one of those overbuild things, I believe. So I just wanted to show you how we were doing this. And there again, it's just the pressure treated 2x8 with the 1/2-inch pressure treated plywood that Midge is marking out right now. We're going to rip that down. We're going to sandwich it in with PL structural screws. Boom, done. We'll be able to build off it. The way the porch is going to be is there'll be a sill plate that goes along the front of the house, and we'll use joist hangers there, and it will cantilever over the top of this beam. So that was a long-winded explanation of what we're doing here on the front. Meanwhile, there's still a lot going on inside, but the nice thing about this is we can do what we want to and just stop when we decide to stop on one thing, and we got plenty of other things to do. So this is what we're doing. Oh, it's not going to make a difference.
I don't think so. Is it that? That end is already too far out.
This end is too far out.
Yeah.
You want 7.5?
No, just that one line.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna, it won't matter when it comes to this. Huh?
Okay.
You probably just didn't have it flush enough. Yeah, it's all semantics. It's, you're not gonna even notice
Well,
that
it's
because
holding
it's the
pencil.
way the the way that those pressure treated boards are. It varies a lot. So what we'll do is we'll rip these out, and just as I rip them out, we'll slide them in and we'll lay it all out first. And then once we get everything laid out, then we'll kind of flop it all over on its side, glue it up, and then we'll screw it with those shorter GRKs.
Okay.
And that bowed down, it pulled my saw right off.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Playing with the dog.
Alrighty. Would you say it was just slightly?
One line short of 7.5.
Look at Annie Mae.
Okay, the underdog.
Gives her the hip check. Would you leave the black dogs alone? All right, that's enough. Look at her.
Move, Al.
You can see this is not an exact science here. This is this beam is going to be buried. If you're just close on this, it's going to be good. So this is a 3 amp hour battery that I have in here. And let's see what we got for power left in here. I've been using it all morning, cutting the raptor tails. And it's still got 3 bars left. Pretty amazing. I mean, this is the smallest one I have. I've got a bunch of 5 amp hour batteries, but I just kind of grab whatever's in the charger that morning, and that's what I use. And it just happened to be that one, and I was thinking, it's not going to last long, but it's lasted quite a while. New battery technology is pretty amazing. And the brushless motors make a huge difference. I think all of that technology has just come so far. I think it's pretty tough to go wrong on any of the new battery platforms, whether you're DeWalt or Milwaukee or Makita, or they're all pretty good. They're all very durable, and they've replaced a lot of plug-in type stuff. And me, like a lot of people, when they first came out, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of junk. You know, it's not going to last, and you know, I put off buying battery operated stuff, other than, you know, I've had a DeWalt drill and a couple of Bosch, you know, drivers and stuff like that back when they first came out, and it was fine, but as I expected, they didn't last very long. And then I started hearing about these new brushless units, and I guess before that I'd bought a Milwaukee 12 volt platform, and you'll see me running that, and it came with a little teeny tiny battery that didn't last very long, and it was very unimpressive. And then they started releasing these bigger square batteries that go into it, and then I found these aftermarket batteries that are 9 amp hour, and I've got that little reciprocating saw. It's just a little, I don't know what they call it, a hacksaw or something like that. And that thing is a beast with that 9 amp hour battery on it. I mean, crazy power. I'm probably fortunate I haven't burned it up, but it's like I said, the new batteries are just amazing. So, all right, I need to stop yapping and get to work. If you don't want to live with a toddler for, like, I don't know, 5 years, don't ever buy a golden retriever.
That beam might make you go faster.
What's that?
I said I thought that beam might make you go faster. I needed to move.
We need 2 more, right?
Yep.
So the beam is done, and I wish I'd recorded it, because I had scooched the beam out onto the blocks, and I used a 2x4 as leverage to flip the beam over onto the upright, onto the piers, and it was perfect. It went right up and right over, and it landed flat on the ground on the other side, so I had to go through a bunch of propping it up, and I finally flipped it back up the other way, and it's up there, and it's relatively straight. We have a few last things to do before we start building on it, and that is to run a ledger board down the front of the foundation with Tapcons, and we will attach it between the house and the beam, and it'll give it the stability, you know, because it's not attached to anything right now. It's a little wiggly, but once we put those cross pieces on, and probably be every 8 feet or so, we'll have a piece come out, and it'll attach to the house. And then once that's done, we'll put the floor joists on, and like I said, it's gonna go from the house, and it's gonna cantilever. Thank you, Kelly. It's gonna cantilever over the top of the beam, and the supports for the roof will come down to the beam. So it should be pretty rugged. I have no worries about that. I worry about things in this house, but I'm not gonna worry about this. So this is this is pretty much it for the beam until we move on to the next portion of it. But before then, we're going to go back up to the roof, and we're going to work on the roof, getting the last of the joists up, and start sheathing. And hopefully we can get the sheathing done before it snows. That's my big goal this year. I'm going to take that old hockey tarp, and I'm gonna cut it into, it's huge, I'm gonna cut it into sections, and we'll cleat it down up onto the roof for the winter. The roofing guys are backed out, you know, right through to next summer right now, so there's no hope of me getting a standing seam roof put on the house this fall. So we got to make it through the winter, and hopefully by then, by the time they come, we'll have this roof on, and it'll be ready for them to go, and I will be working inside building a kitchen or something. I don't know. So, like, subscribe, and have a great day.